My name is Jackson, aka the Big Unit. Some of you know me as the guitar repair guy. Some of you know me as the lead singer, guitarist, and songwriter for the heavy metal band Shatterbone. Some of you know me as an electrical educator. Some of you know me as the guy with the crazy guitar collection. Some of you know me as a die-hard Raiders fan. For years, I have been playing, collecting, and working on guitars and spending all my free time doing stuff with guitars. But now, I'm building guitars. Okay. Now, side dots.
Shouldn't I put something in front of the frets?
Well, since it's, first off, my vise is wood, and second off, I'm not clamping it super hard. I'm just clamping it enough to stabilize it. I don't think it's a big concern.
Okay.
Alright. So then, we are going to need this pencil, and we are going to need this protractor, and we are going to need this drill, and I'm going to make sure, once again, I'm pretty sure 2mm is the right size for 12 gauge wire. So, there's that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just go like this so I don't do something extremely silly. See, and now here, this is exactly what I was afraid of. Now I got all busy erasing and I just about drilled the wrong one. See, now, at least I caught it.
I didn't mean to make things harder for you.
Well, I'd rather it were accurate. Maybe it made harder, but at the same time, it made it better, so.
On a chair? Or would that be too low? So that maybe
Probably be too low. Okay. Dang it! Come on. There. Yeah. Those are all roughly cut flush. Like I said, one of them days. Alright, so next I think I'm going to drill out the jack and I'm going to use a recessed telly style jack, and we're going to put it right here, and that way his strap button is up here, his cord comes through his strap and goes right in there. Originally I was thinking about drilling it here and putting like a Strat style jack here, kind of like Richie Faulkner's guitar has. The problem with that is then you need that angel wing pick guard, because there's a route up here so that can get into there, travel across there to get over here. First off, I'm not doing that kind of pick guard because I can't find pick guard material wide enough and long enough, I mean the right dimensions. But second off, I don't know, drilling that distance without a route, ugh. I have a hard enough time drilling like just that far with a frickin' long drill bit without blowing out the back of the damn guitar. I really don't think I'm gonna have good luck trying to hit that with a long drill bit. So by drilling right here, I have a very short span to get into here, and then we have his control cavity right there, so that's easy peasy. Plus, if the cable is right here running along the underside of the horn of that, it shouldn't look too ridiculous. It's definitely better than the frickin' poker chip with a jack there, or having it in the pickguard material itself. This is a lot more durable having it in wood. If I put that right there, can I keep it square?
Yay?
Yay! I'm gonna have to do a little bit of chiseling here because it did tear out the inside just a touch, but okay. Okay, so just a tiny little bit of the cleanup of the tear out here, and we're golden. Look at that. Pretty.
Yes.
Hardly any tear out. It's awesome.
So did you go backwards first?
I did. I ran it in reverse until I had about a 1/16 of an inch of recess, and then went forward, and mostly no tear out. I wouldn't say no tear out. There was a little bit there, but it wasn't hideous. Half of woodworking is cleaning up after yourself, I think. Okay. We're getting closer, which is a good thing too, because like I said, it cooled off really fast here. You know, this is the joy of living in Iowa. It can literally go from 105 degrees to 55, 60 degrees in a matter of a week. It's that crazy. wasn't a week and a half ago, we were getting excessive heat warnings, and they were telling people not to be outdoors for extended periods of time in the heat and stuff. And now it's cool enough that all the pools are drained and all that's done for the year, and leaves are already turning gold, and cornfields are already starting to get harvested, the ones that are getting cut for silage. And yeah, it happens quick. I do need to sand around the edges, get those all nice, and I do need to round over the edges. Now, I know earlier in the videos I was saying bevel. I discussed it with my brother, and I think he wants to go with a more traditional rounded edge rather than like a hard bevel, like a Dean Razorback or something like that. He doesn't want the hard bevel on it. He wants it a little bit more rounded. So the nice thing about that is I don't have to do that on the router table. I can just do that with some sandpaper and a little bit of diligence. I think the first thing I'm going to have to do before I round the edges over, though, is I'm going to have to sand the perimeter of the body and make absolutely sure that there's no more of these little bumps here where I just had a little bit of a rough transition as I was routing the outside of the body, like down here on the horns and stuff. To get the nut done, I'm going to have to push the anchors in. I don't like this. I don't like doing hardware before paint or before finish. But I don't see that I've got a lot of choice here, because I don't want to finish it, then realize that something's off and rework a whole bunch of stuff and then have to repaint the damn thing. So I think for this particular situation, I'm going to have no choice but to push the anchors in, tape over them when I paint, and hopefully that'll be enough to not get paint in them. I might have to do a little bit of a careful paintbrush touch-up right around those holes, because I really don't like pushing studs in and pulling studs out and pushing studs in and pulling studs out. That's a really good way to get it weak. And then you're shimming it to keep it in place, and I don't like that either. Yes. Okay.
Does it stick out the back? You were worried about that.
Yes, a little bit, but
Well, it's not.
it's not going to interfere with anything. It's not.
And it's not all the way out the back.
No. It's just visible. Hold your breath, say your prayers. Woo! Look at that! Shit. I need to take just a little bit more off the back side of that because the plate is, when I have this perfectly on there, the plate is hitting that just a little bit. So I need to take just a shade off of that.
Can you do that with a chisel?
I could, but it's going to look cleaner with the router. Well, I didn't kill a router bit. I didn't kill a guitar, so
I say that's a win.
it's definitely on the winning side anyway. It is hitting a little bit in the back here, but honestly, I don't think he'll ever be able to bend it that far down because you got to think the whammy bar is going to bottom out on the body before he gets to there. Yeah. I mean, if I get that right on there like it's supposed to. Almost perfect. I mean, he can dive it all the way down to the body, and there's about a 1/16 of an inch gap there yet. Now, if he's off the side of the guitar, he's going to hit the back of the body, but I don't see that happening. He ain't Dimebag. He's a good guitar player, but he ain't Dimebag. Well, I gotta get the holes drilled for putting in the claw.
Claw is our master. Claw chooses who will go and who will stay.
Well,
it does go through to the pickup cavity, but just on the butt end. I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. Look at it, it's you barely even see it. So right in the very bottom of the pickup cavity. So right there
oh, I see.
and right there. But honestly, I don't know if it's ever going to be an issue. Okay. Why will you not stay in place? What in the f is going on here? Oh, son of a bitch.
What'd you do?
God damn it. I put the trem block on backwards when I swapped the trem block on this.
One eternity later.
Alright, so I have it level. It's probably sitting a little bit too high, but it's level. So now I'm going to bolt the guitar neck back on. And then we can start looking at how we're doing for if I need to put an angle on it or any of that. Now, I saw Bill over at Borgonian Evolution do this, and rather than wasting guitar strings for the setup portion, it seems like it makes more sense to use string. So I think I might do that from now on. I got it. I think I'm gonna have to come back to this later.
Like tomorrow after I get off work?
Yeah.
maybe?
Getting hungry. The game's gonna start here pretty soon. And I probably got at least another hour on this yet before I'm ready to move on to the next step. So I think we're going to call this for now. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of My Madness. Click like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.